Howdy. This video is the second part of a two-part series. Click on the screen now to watch the first part. If not, fuck you, I hate you, and you're a bad person if you don't watch the first video. You look in the mirror, you are fundamentally flawed. Okay. Now, with all of this talk of bushmasters, gliding snakes, and glottises, I think now is a good time as ever to go over how snakes are even capable of moving in the first place. I mean, how are they even doing it? They aren't coated in a slime that they can use to glide across the ground like a slug, and as I mentioned before, they lost their ancestral limbs, so what's going on here? Well, when you take a look at a snake, you might notice on the bottom of their bodies there are these wide scales on their belly that are placed along the length of the animal. These are designed to grip the ground, kind of like treads on the bottom of a boot, providing traction, right? Well, to get these scales moving, snakes use finely tuned muscles attached to their movable ribs to repeatedly lift and drop the scales in a wave-like motion, basically making tiny incremental walking movements using their muscles and scales along the body. The Smithsonian provides a good way to imagine this, as it might be weird to wrap your head around. Moving like a snake would be like if you were to lay down on your belly right now and move by lifting up your ribs and abs and grabbing the ground with them to pull yourself forward. Snakes do this so effortlessly and seamlessly that they can appear like they're just gliding along the ground, but that's what's going on. They employ this foundation of movement into a few styles dependent on their habitat and lifestyle. Some will move in the well-recognized S-shaped slithering formation, others like accordions, some sidewinding, and even crawling like a caterpillar with their bodies fully stretched out. It's amazing to think that something like the green anaconda, the largest snake in the world if you're counting mass, that comes in around 500 pounds on average, is still capable of transporting itself using these fine-tuned muscle movements. This operation of body parts all working together to get snakes moving is absolutely fascinating. But what if I told you there were snakes that were highly successful today and don't have any of the belly scales they need to travel on land? This is where sea snakes come in. This is a lineage of snakes that have evolved to live out most, if not all of their lives in the Pacific and Indian Oceans, and therefore have undergone a myriad of adaptations suited for life in marine environments, like paddle tails, and flattened bodies to improve swimming capabilities, sealable nostrils so they're not accidentally breathing in water, a really long lung with a section in the back that helps with adjusting buoyancy, kind of like a fish's swim bladder, and finally, highly reduced or almost no belly scales at all, making room for other scales that improve swimming efficiency. Other reptiles that live in the ocean or partially live in marine environments like sea turtles, marine iguanas, and saltwater crocodiles still have ties to the land, with one of the most important examples being their reproduction. These groups all still lay eggs on dry land. Most sea snakes don't do this. Instead, they give live birth underwater. They don't have any need or pressure to leave the ocean at all. This video was originally just going to be about sea snakes, as on their own they're a really interesting group of reptiles. But as I read about them, I kept on thinking of how interesting it was that sea snakes, which are an offshoot of snakes from Australia, which fall under the broader group of snakes that possibly evolved from a group of lizards that developed life for digging underground and therefore underwent a major amount of changes to accommodate their legless bodies, returned to the ocean from which their fishy ancestors came from, working off of those adaptations originally developed on land to chisel out a successful role in ocean ecosystems. It's crazy. Like the cycle, the loop, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. And although evolution doesn't work with an end goal in mind, only making the best of what's available, it's a great way to show that under the right circumstances, the tools available to any organism for one purpose can be morphed and shaped for another. Just as with snakes on land, sea snakes rely on their conveyor belt skulls to swallow their prey whole. They'll go after cephalopods and fish, taking them down with highly potent venom. A fish they commonly feed on are eels, and to me, it's just as insane as it sounds. Snakes, which are an elongated animal, are feeding on another elongated animal. But I suppose with some land snakes feeding on other land snakes, it shouldn't be surprising. And really, that's been business as usual for this video, showing how much snakes really push the limit of what their serpentine bodies can achieve. There's seemingly always a workaround on every level, and there's so much to this group of animals that I would talk about, like the spider-shaped lure at the end of this viper's tail, the spitting cobra's ability to fire jets of blinding venom from their fangs, or how this snake is capable of living above the Arctic Circle. but this video would never be finished if I kept on snake lore dumping, so I should halt the brakes for now. But before I end things, I'd like to discuss one final aspect about snakes: their beauty. I am always amazed at how beautiful some species can get. The dragon snake of the Malay Peninsula and Sunda Islands was named correctly, as one look at this animal immediately conveys an appearance straight out of a mythological story. Its most striking feature are the rows of pronounced heightened scales that run along the length of their body. They immediately remind me of Goku running down Snake Way, or the ornamental spikes running along the backs of many Toho film kaijus. Their dark, charcoalish hue makes them look like they were born from stone, or formed from the bowels of some volcano long ago. The only other snake that I can imagine meeting the same energy is the Mangshan viper, a resident of mountainous forests in the Hunan and Guangdong regions of China. It's a rare species, only having been recently discovered in 1990. It's truly one of the most spectacular, eye-catching reptiles I've ever seen. The bright green splotches covering its 6-foot-long body look as though sheaths of moss or lichen have grown atop it. Harlequin snakes and San Francisco garter snakes pop with vibrant colors, and copperheads demonstrate beauty with their earthy tones and patterns along their body. I mean, there are swaths of snakes that are visually striking, and I think that looking at these animals with their beauty can help curb the disdain that many people might have towards them. Beyond the visual aspects of things, I think everything about snakes, from their evolutionary origins to their adaptations and lifestyles, are beautiful. They're an animal that deserves a spotlight, and I hope this video helped you find a newfound appreciation for them. Like I said, there's so much more about snakes that I'd like to still discuss, so if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, definitely let me know. I thought this second part would be longer, so yeah, that didn't happen. So check out the first part if you didn't see the first part. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like and comment and clean the windows and say hi to your neighbor and all that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Goodbye.